Hello, Taurus. Thank you so much for being here with me today. This is my first set of, zodiac videos, tarot readings, if you will. I'm super happy to be here, and I'm glad you're taking the time to watch. If you get a chance, I put together a small intro video as well, just so you can get an idea of who I am and what I'm doing here and why I'm doing it. I also talk a little bit about the spreads, but I'll brief you as well, just in case you don't get a chance to watch that. So what I do in my videos is I actually do two readings. You get a love focus reading, and then you also just get a general focus reading for the month. So all these readings are going to be for November 2015, and I try to keep them, pretty thorough. And I like to take my time, and um, so that's pretty much it. So I've been shuffling here for a while, but I'm going to keep shuffling, and when I feel ready, I will deal your cards for your love focus for November 2015. So for Taurus, love focus. Okay, I think one more. I think we'll be good. Oh, this one. Okay, here we go. So for Taurus, for November 2015, a love focus. Four of Swords, Two of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, I'm sorry, Eight of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Ten of Wands, and the Emperor. Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of pentacles in your reading. But because this is a love focus, I feel like there could be some sort of an imbalance between, if you're in a relationship, some sort of an imbalance that you might be feeling, that maybe you're putting in a little bit more work than your partner. Directly in the center of the reading, you have your Seven of Pentacles, which, could represent a feeling of dissatisfaction. Maybe you're not, like, you're working hard and you have a lot, but you know that you could have more, and you feel that, like, that's it. I guess kind of is, for lack of a better phrase, is, I've worked and I've been laboring, and I've put so much energy and effort into this, but this is all I'm getting. It's interesting how you have a sort of, like, progression, from an 8 to a 7 to a 5. It's sort of, slowly degrading a little bit. Here in your Eight of Pentacles, it's you. I feel that this is your energy. You're focused, you are keeping your head down, you're doing your duty, you're paying your dues, you're doing your due diligence, and you have been fruitful, and you have been working, and you're proud of it. and you are so focused, but for some reason you're just not getting out of it what you wanted or what you were expecting. And you are Taurus. You're a little bit stubborn, you're steadfast. You hold fast to your ideas and fast to your efforts. And if you get something in your mind, you're full steam ahead, you know, hanging tight to it and not really willing to budge, not necessarily willing to, drift one way or another. And that's a good thing. Um, Pentacles typically represent, more wealth and work and, fit the physical elements of our lives that, the materialistic side of life. But it seems like maybe you do have a lot of emphasis on work this month for November. And it's possible you could be going through something internally that's maybe causing a little bit of a separation between you and your partner. Or if you're not in a relationship or not committed to anyone, or maybe if you're just open to meeting to someone new, maybe you're not quite finding someone that's totally on board with what it is you're doing. Someone that's not entirely on the same page, and you feel like maybe you're moving faster than the rest, than everybody else, or and they're not necessarily, right at moving at the same pace as you. And if you are in a relationship, I am getting the sense that you are carrying some sort of burden of responsibility. You're willing to do it, you're happy to do it, but a lot of weight is being laid on your shoulders. And while these wands are, they're blossoming and they are proving fruitful, and they have utility, and there's a purpose for all of these and a greater, bigger picture, and these are merely the pieces of the puzzle, they are heavy and they are clumsy and they are difficult to carry, and it is all being laid on your shoulders. You are carrying some sort of a load, and it's possible that you are, you're moving forward with your own plans. You're an independent person that maybe doesn't really have time for other people, or an interest in, what other people really want to say. Um, you want to hold the world in the palm of your hand. You're on a journey, you're on a mission. You are moving forward no matter what. And for some reason, if we've all been in relationships, where maybe one person is doing a little bit more work than the other. So if you are in a position where you have an end goal, or you have, a light at the end of the tunnel that you're working to achieve, and that other person isn't necessarily totally in our corner, that can feel very heavy. That is a very stressful circumstance. And, it does sort of get to you, it does sort of get in your way. And I do feel there are two presents here. You have your Emperor, and I feel that's you. You are strong, and I've said it before in the reading already. You're strong, you're steadfast, you're moving forward, you're taking authority and taking control of your life. You have a plan and you have a strategy. You're working things out and you're getting your ducks in a row. And I'm sorry, I just wanted to take a sip of my tea. The other presence in this reading here is your Page of Wands, which, it's a wand. It could represent a fire sign, not necessarily. It could be someone, fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. But it could be, this is another energy. It could be your partner if you're in a committed relationship. It could be indicative of people that you're dating or the types of people that you're going after at this time. The energy state, that of a page. They might be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, a little bit naive, not really grasping the entirety of what it is you're trying to do. A page and an emperor don't technically see eye to eye. This is the youthful energies, a very childlike type of energy, and that naivete does not necessarily mesh very well with the maturity and the strength of the emperor. And it's possible that you are sort of leading the pack. You are taking charge, and with this person sort of lollygagging or, not, his legs aren't quick enough to keep up, kind of thing. And that is a burden for you. It's keeping you back. And again, career-wise, maybe whatever it is your mission is that you feel, your new undertaking that you're doing, your journey, your path that's currently in front of you that you've laid out for yourself. If you're in a committed relationship and that person isn't entirely on the same page, that is a feeling of dissatisfaction. It makes you feel like, here's your goals, here's your ambitions, but yet you're still kind of stuck side by side with someone that could be potentially holding you back. And you really need someone who's going to be in your corner, who's going to be, supportive and there for you. You could be coming out of some state of mental rest or some state of reevaluation, coming to your senses phase. A period where you look back and you think, okay, well, certain things haven't worked for me in the past, or whenever X, Y, and Z happens again next time, I'm going to do it a different way. And that's what you're doing. This is a very active reading. I see a lot of action for you. It's not a lot of internal, emotional type of feelings. It's more, you are on a mission, you are working towards your goals, and there might be someone, a partner, or if you are dating, maybe they're just not at your level. And it might be time for you to reevaluate a relationship or who it is you're dating. And maybe it really would be good for you, if you're not in a committed situation, to maybe just stay steadfast and single and to move forward with your plans according to plan. And, that type of, it keeps you agile. It keeps you on a state of being able to pick up and go or to make a change without having to worry about the presence of someone else or without having to worry about carrying someone on your shoulders. And you might see my animals in this reading. This is my cat. She just got back from the vet, so she has one of those plastic cones on her head, the poor little thing. But they like to sit next to my cards when I'm doing readings. So they always come to say hello. So you might see them. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull an outcome card for you. Actually, put that on the floor there. When I say an outcome card, I don't necessarily, it's not the end-all be-all of everything. It's more just a card to reinforce the concepts that I just talked about, or to supplement, some of the ideas. Sometimes I'm a little bit of a clumsy shuffler, so, and these are the giant cards. They're a little bit difficult to work with sometimes. So next time I buy cards, they're definitely going to be smaller, I think. But I like them too, because you can actually see the pictures, the viewers or the people I'm doing readings for. My cat is so mad she has to wear that. Okay, here we go. Okay. Your outcome card is the Two of Cups. Interesting. Well, if you're in a relationship, this is a good card. I'm happy I pulled this one for you. If you're in a relationship and something is, you may have the sense that something is holding you back, or that you're obliged to do things for, someone else that maybe isn't necessarily 100%, on track for what you're trying to accomplish. Seems that maybe you might come to some sort of mutual agreement, or a meeting of the minds, a meeting of the hearts, coming to terms with the current differences that you're going through, and that's great. That could be a really great, it's like going through a mediation, if you will. It's a clear communication. It's a mutual understanding. And getting on that same page. So this is a really wonderful card for a final draw. And it might even be indicative of you coming to terms with yourself. You have been working very hard. You do have a goal in mind. You have your head down. You're focused. You have been successful. And it may be indicative of you coming to a sense of satisfaction. Doesn't necessarily have to be between two people, although I see that energy for you here. I also see it for yourself, you internally. You coming to a rest, if you will, a mental rest, and a mental acceptance of what it is that you're working for. So that was quite a lovely reading for you. I'm happy for you. I think this will be a great month, and I think the key, the page is a wand. Wands are also indicative of communication, delivering messages. And while I do see this as the energy of another person or other people, if you're in a relationship or not, it can also be your method of communication, and ensuring that if you have a need, it's very important for you to communicate that. Otherwise, the other person will never even know. And you will be frustrated and feeling burdened and obliged to do things that you don't maybe necessarily want to do or feel like it's your duty to do. Um, but if you can come to come down to their level and speak to them and express your needs, it will be a peaceful union. It will be a peaceful meeting of the minds. You can get them on board. You can get them in your corner. You just need to know how to speak to them. And you will, and you do. You know, you're Taurus. Everyone loves you. You're a great personality, and but when you have your mind set to something, and you're the bull, you're charging forward, and not everyone is at your same pace, not everyone is on your same level. You are a master strategist, a master of action, a master of moving forward. I mean, you are the emperor. That's what an emperor is. You're sitting on your throne of stone, and you know how best to do it for yourself. But it's important for you to remember that you're not alone in this life. You're not alone in this world, which is for the best. And while you may feel like you need that, or maybe you feel like that could be the next, if you are single and you're not in a relationship, it might be good for you. Otherwise, you might have, these types of issues come up. Otherwise it's okay. So anyway, that's your love reading. I am going to stop my camera. I'm going to shuffle, clean the cards out, and then I'll turn the camera back on and do a new draw for you. So thank you so much. Okay, so Taurus, this is your general reading for November 2015. Like I said, I have been shuffling these cards for a while, but I like to shuffle and draw the cards on camera so that you know that it is, a very spontaneous reading, and that it is, I think it's more important for you to see the cards than it is for you to see me. So, next month I will probably have a better setup where you can actually see the cards. I love watching these videos online. I think it's so fun, and there are so many amazing tarot card readers out there, and I love reading these cards, so I kind of wanted to just do it. It's something fun for me to do, so I really, really enjoy it. So, but anyway, sometimes I talk too much. So this is Taurus. For November 2015 general focus. Here we go. Nine of Swords, Ten of Cups, Strength, Seven of Swords, Temperance, Eight of Pentacles again, that's a resurfaced, Six of Cups, the Empress, and the Three of Cups. Okay, Taurus. This is a very interesting reading. I'm seeing almost immediately a lot of reference to family. It seems to me like there is something happening in terms of, those that are very, very close to you. Family could mean actual family, or very, very close friends, or your own, your wife or husband and wife and your children. Seems to me like there is something happening. There is something going on with you mentally that's really, really bothering you. Um, and these swords are pointing directly toward the Ten of Cups, which is a beautiful card. The Ten of Cups is that which we all aspire to achieve. That's ultimate happiness and family and union and emotional fulfillment for everything in your life. But for some reason, you're feeling a little bit tormented by this, whether it's the idea of moving forward into something like that, or there could be something that, you know, some sort of a conflict going on with someone in very, very close to you. Um, Taurus, I'm seeing two. Well, you have three major arcana, but I'm seeing two very, very similar ones. And often, when these two come up together, for me, it's almost an immediately like this is you here, or this is a person. This is indicative of someone. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't necessarily matter. However, these cards, even just visually looking at them, are very similar. You have your Empress sitting on a plush, comfortable throne outside in a blossoming, summertime forest with wheat. She's surrounded by wheat that's ready to sow, and she's often in, means pregnancy, if you will. That's why there's so much family here. And strength, which is a woman here with an infinite level of wisdom, so strong, with a willpower so intense that she can literally tame a wild beast with her mind, with her thoughts. She doesn't need whips. She doesn't need, any sort of restraining devices. She can literally do that with her mind. And I feel like this is you. And the reason why I say that is because, again, we have the resurface of the Eight of Pentacles. I love when this happens. Um, because it's the same meaning now as it had in the last reading. It's you putting your head down and going to work, and you're producing and you're productive, and nothing is going to stop you. Nothing is going to get in your way. Like, you have a plan, you have a mission, and you are set out to accomplish it. And there's just nothing that's going to get in your way. And I do get a sense, now that said, I do get a sense that there might even be a little bit of self-sabotage going on. Whether, it's possible your family wants one thing and you want another, or these people that are close to you might be trying to affect you in some way, and they're sort of stealing away with you're giving them your thoughts, you're giving them your consideration, which is fine, but not if they're not entirely supportive of what you're doing, which kind of goes actually hand in hand with your last reading. Let me see. I don't see anything so severe, so strong, or, any sort of a warning of anything. In the very center of your reading, and I do feel oftentimes, not always, but often, that a lot of the concepts on the outer part of the square or of the circle, tend to lean in towards the center, which is temperance for you in this reading. And kind of the meeting of the mind and the heart. It's finding that balance between what you know and what you feel. And there is some level of compromise on your end this month, I feel. Um, um, I see, a coming together at, at the end of the reading. You have your Three of Cups. Oh, which goes perfectly with the Empress, both threes, two threes together. Um, and actually you have Strength, which is an 8, and the 8 of Pentacles right next to each other, which makes perfect sense as well. So you have two, two couples, if you will. But the Empress is sort of a birth of something new. It's you nurturing and caring for that which you wish to grow. And the Three of Cups is, I always like this card. It reminds me of women, dancing around the maypole. It's celebrating a new season and the close of a successful past season. And celebration, it's taking a break. You have been working hard. You have been working hard. And it seems like career has been a very strong focus for you and will continue to be. And you're dead set on accomplishing your goals. You have the reinforcement of the Strength, the major arcana card Strength, in your corner. And there's no doubt about it, sometimes people get in the way. And I'm seeing this card. I'm not the Six of Cups here next to the Empress and, adjacent to Temperance. I feel like there will be some sort of conflict with the family. That's kind of where the attention is for you and your general focus. You are very focused on your career, but there will be things happening with your family and those very, very close to you. And while there won't be anything so significant or detrimental or anything, it does seem like you are going to need to come to some sort of compromise this month, um, in order to move on from something. Um, your Ten of Swords is it's just pointing directly to your Ten of Cups, and I mentioned this at the beginning of the reading. It's just directly related to some people very, very close to you, some type of disagreement, some type of, even maybe a level of resentment. The Seven of Swords, you might be feeling an internal like you should be doing this, or you can't, you should be doing this, but that is not necessarily on your path. You should be spending more time with your family, but you're working hard because you're providing for that family. You are out, you are accomplishing your goals, but you feel some level of guilt for doing those things. And you shouldn't feel that way. I don't feel like that's, I feel like these people are supportive of you, and they will celebrate with you. They will come together and they will um, be there for you and celebrate your success. They want you to be successful. They love you. They respect you. They look up to you, and but that's something that you're going to have to come to terms with. And that's your temperance card. That's something that you're going to have to come to terms with is, you know, making yourself or telling yourself that you really are doing what's best for everybody. And maybe it does mean that you need to pull away from work a little bit and spend time with those people that love you so much. And, there's nothing wrong with that because you will achieve your goals. Okay, I'm going to pull out the final card. Ah. Okay. Oh, the Tower. Huh. Well, it really shouldn't come as a surprise that you get a card that represents something sudden that happens, a major change, something that occurs that is like shakes your world to its absolute core. It turns things upside down. It you know, this kind of makes sense because there could be some type of blow up, if you will, with your family or something, which causes you to sort of reevaluate and really think about what it is that is going to create this balance, this internal compromise. There might be something, a family member gets fed up and threatens to leave. Or it could be, someone is, and I don't want to get dark on you. This doesn't necessarily have to be the case. I'm just using it as purely an example. Someone could be diagnosed with some health issue that really makes you take a step back and say, okay, what are my priorities in life really? What really do I want? And that is going to cause you to just think about everything that you have going on in your life and to rearrange your priorities. Unfortunately, sometimes it does take something incredibly core shaking to make us really re-evaluate our priorities. Unfortunately, that's sometimes is the case. So, you know, keep in mind though that the Tower, it's not a process card. It's not something that you're going through or that needs to be dealt with. It's a flash in the pan. It's something that just comes and goes very quickly like a bolt of lightning. And while it may cause some destruction to your world, that destruction is an opportunity to rebuild better, to rebuild stronger, and to rebuild in such a way that you can, you know, you can avoid or to fight back a little bit better the next time something happens. So, very strong reads. 4 major arcana in this reading. That's a very strong intense energies that you have going on this month, Taurus. So I wish you good luck and thank you again for listening. And I really appreciate it. And I'm so looking forward to doing this again in December. So keep your eyes out for that as well. Thanks again.